Hey guys, Debs here, bringing you another video, this time on my Lego NES Controller, which this is my newest creation as of this video, and I just finished it tonight. And I'm quite pleased with how it turned out. Now, as you can see here, this is the actual NES Controller, and this is my Lego version. Now, I have made a Lego NES Controller before, and I think this current mock far surpasses my old one, for a couple of reasons, mainly the start and select buttons, and the fact that the A and B buttons are actually tiles. Right now I'm going to compare it to the actual thing. Now, it's kind of hard to tell here, but the Lego version is just a little shy of it in length, you can see there, but it is taller than it by a decent amount, but that's okay. And I'm just going to move the actual NES controller out of the way because I pretty much compared it to the whole thing. Didn't even do that. But this is a fairly complex build, and it's quite fragile because of it. But I think all the details make it worth it. Now, one thing I'm not pleased with is the D-pad. As you may know, the actual NES controller has a little gray outline around the D-pad, which I tried very hard to incorporate, but I just couldn't get. So now it's black and it blends in way too much. But I'm going to kind of take this bad boy apart and show you how it's made. Now, first off, like most of my creations, that and some stuff stuck in. Come on out, don't be shy. Alright. Now, these two parts are mainly what fall out. Nothing else really will. Now, the A and B buttons, as you can see here, are on a 2x3 plate. And if you have an old style 1x2x3 panel, which is this kind of brick, I'll take off this grill tile right here. And if you didn't know, anything by 3 perfectly fits into these. It's not really snug, they're quite loose, but you can occasionally get a snug fit depending on how new your old one is, because it doesn't work on the newer ones, unfortunately. Now, I also used the same principle for the start and select buttons, as you can see here. Here is a 1x2x3 panel flipped on its side, and as you can see here, I took a 1x1 Technic brick with a hole in it, and just put it at the same level, and then attached this to it, the panel, and I'm going to take off the top here, which, as you can see, goes in 2 different directions, and I achieved this via 4mm pneumatic hose with some flex tube shoved in it to make it the width of a stud. And that's a technique I've been using a lot recently just because it's so good. It's kind of cheap, but I think in this situation it was really the only way I could achieve the detail. And then that top is held in by this little jumper plate attached to this Technic brick. Okay, whew. That was a lot to say. Now, if you don't know, like a brick flipped on its side, it creates an offset, and it's a half plate offset. And I fixed this via brackets, which have a half plate right here, as you can see right there. Now I'm going to try to deconstruct this a bit. Okay. Alright. Now you can see what I did here. Now, it's a tile, so it can rest on top of this without like being up because of the studs. And so here's the bracket right here, and then I used another bracket, this dark gray one, to make these bricks even, and so that all connects together. And then I just connect it onto this part here, which I'm quite glad worked out. And we'll put that back on there. The D-pad's attached just via another bracket. Now the start and select buttons are done with 1x2 tiles, and if you don't know, 1x2 tiles have nothing on the bottom. Like normal plates and 1x2 grill tiles have this little plastic bit in the middle right here, but since the 1x2 tile doesn't have it, it allows it to be slid around on the stud, allowing you to create just little bumps and stuff, and that's how I did the start and select buttons. And then you just slot that into here, And since the brackets kind of create studs on the back, which is quite unfortunate, so the back can't be perfect. This model looks really unattractive from the back, as you can tell. But I can attach pieces to that so the start and select buttons don't slide through the back, so it at least looks good from the front and won't collapse if you just hold it like you're playing it. And now I'm going to reconstruct it here. And this probably isn't a creation I'll keep up for long because it's using a lot of important pieces that I like to use quite a bit. And so it'll probably be destroyed the second I need a piece from it. Oh, sorry, I need to get this better shot. And it's quite wobbly, as you can tell. Oops. Don't have the tile on it. Alright. And also, one thing that I kind of left out, that I just remembered, these 2x2 tiles are held in by 1x1 bricks with one stud on the side, which is probably one of my favorite pieces. And thanks for watching. Please leave a thumbs up or thumbs down or a comment telling me how I did. See you guys next time.